Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bill's new prison stint, back behind bars after Sheila chaos erupts? The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Bill Spencer may show off his fierce side in the coming months. Now that Bill's possibly smitten with Poppy Nozawa, he's going to be defensive of her, especially formerly Sheila Carter goes off the rails again. Sheila has a major B&B plot brewing with Deacon Sharp that brings some truly stunning twists and turns. Indeed, Kimberlyn Brown sounded surprised by the forthcoming Sheila marvels when she posted about an forthcoming script on social media. There's the implicit for Poppy to land in Sheila's way and get hurt at some point. Indeed, if Bill's angry over Poppy keeping implicit son Luna Nozawa down from him, he won't stop minding about his former honey. In fact, a Sheila-related incident like this could bring a dread for Bill and make him realize how important he doesn't want to lose Poppy. Of course, there's also a chance Luna could ever get caught in the Sheila chaos and get injured. Still, he's going to be furious. If Bill nearly loses his son before he indeed really has a chance to get to know her. It's incompletely Bill's fault that Sheila is free since he muffed his plan to put her behind bars for good. Now it's Bill who could maybe land back behind bars for revenging against Sheila. Bill ended up in jail for a while during all the Vinnie Walker hit and run drama and the cover-up that followed, but he eventually walked free along with Liam Spencer. Once Sheila does commodity unrighteous and conceivably hurts someone Bill cares about, will he avenge and face a new captivity stint? Time will tell, but you can go Bill won't be happy about whatever Sheila's cuisine up next. Sheila's conduct could stir up some serious trouble, so stay tuned for updates on all the mayhem that's brewing. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say some wild Sheila news will shake up the oil during February reaches. At the Sand House, Bill and Poppy made out in the bedroom, and he assured her that they were alone. In the living room, Luna was impressed that it was really RJ's place. RJ replied that it was her place, too, because they would be spending a lot of time there in private. Luna was jumpy in the new house and asked if RJ had heard a noise. He had not heard it, but he figured that giving her a stint of the place might make her more comfortable. After Luna and RJ voyaged the grounds and returned outside, RJ said he saw them spending a lot of time in front of the fire hole. He tasted that a lot of amazing effects would be there, starting that night. They kissed and were glad to eventually be alone with no interruptions. Luna noticed that there was one room RJ had not shown her yet, and his eyebrows rose in interest. Luna and RJ kissed, but she pulled down. He asked what was wrong. Luna could not shake the feeling that commodity was wrong and that she should not be there. RJ tried to get Luna to relax and keep the mood, but she claimed that commodity did not feel right about being there. In the bedroom, Poppy said to look at Bill, but Bill preferred to look at her. He still could not believe he was holding her in his arms after all those times piecemeal. He did not believe it was arbitrary. He believed she had returned to his life for a reason. Startled by a noise, Poppy ran to the door. She rumored that she would heard voices in the other room, and she believed one of the voices was her son. Bill largely missed out and in turn made enough to rent that house. Bill communicated Wyatt and discovered that RJ Forrester had rented the house and had the key. Certain that Luna was there, Poppy climbed to get dressed. At Forrester, Thomas and Steffi arrived after visiting Eric. Seeing his family's solicitude, Thomas said Eric would be okay. Although Thomas and Finn had had their differences, Thomas was thankful that Finn had saved Eric's life. She replied that it was a great day for their forefather, and they demanded to celebrate Finn, too, indeed though Finn would say he would been doing his job. Thomas replied that Eric had seen other croakers. And they had not given Eric any stopgap. Steffi reasoned that it had been an experimental treatment that other croakers might have been leery of. Thomas and Steffi were glad for Finn's intransigence and determination. Remarking that Eric was extremely stubborn and determined, Thomas figured their forefather would be getting well soon. Steffi replied that Finn did not want to take credit, but he knew the gift he would given them. Steffi recalled that she had tremendous faith in Finn, and that had not made effects easy for Ridge. Thomas and Steffi were glad that they'd converted Ridge to have faith in Finn, too. Thomas said he did not always agree with his family's opinions, but she could be enough conclusive. She replied that she flashed back, he said that. As Steffi prepared to go see Finn, Thomas asked her to let Finn know how thankful Thomas was, despite their recent differences. Steffi replied that Finn did the effects he did because he was motivated to help. Her hubby's desire to make a difference was one of the numerous effects she loved about him. In Finn's office, Lee arrived, beaming about Eric's release from the sanitarium. She respected Finn for being hard at work saving more lives. Finn replied that Eric's recovery was a platoon trouble, and none of it would be possible without Eric's determination. Lee told her son that he could play down his part as much as he wanted, but as a croaker. She knew how serious Eric's condition had been. She also knew the lengths Finn had gone to for Eric. Finn replied that he'd to do everything within his power because Eric was important to Steffi. Noting that his mama's support was important to him, Finn stated that Luna and Poppy could use some of it, too. Lee frowned. He did not get why she did not want a relationship with his aunt, who was so sweet. Indignant, Lee replied that Poppy had perfected her routine so that she could fall into the arms of a rich man. Finn said it was not fair of Lee to discipline Poppy for the history. Lee claimed that she was just being defensive of her family, commodity Finn should appreciate. Lee claimed to know the kind of person Poppy was, but Finn asked what the history had to do with who Poppy was that day. He said he would been spending time with Luna, and she only had good effects to say about her mama. Lee thanked God that Poppy had kept her life and favors hidden from her son. Lee claimed that her family enjoyed the company of rich-aged men. Refusing to allow Poppy to bring shame on the family again, Lee asserted that she would advise her family not to go hunting for a sugar daddy in Los Angeles. Latterly, Finn was alone with Steffi, kissing, and they agreed that it was important to make time for effects like that. The content turned to Eric, who'd looked good to Steffi, considering. Finn reminded her that there was a way to go and further mileposts for Eric to hit. She said it had been a phenomenon that Eric was home. The last time she would been in that house, she would been saying farewell to Eric, but that day, they'd been drinking Eric back. Finn replied that Eric, Steffi, and her entire family had made it be with their prayers and support. Steffi said they'd done what they could, but it had been Finn who'd saved Eric, just like Finn had saved her times back. She flashed back to the moment they'd first met, and Steffi said he would changed her life. He would no way given up on her. Further flashbacks of Steffi and Finn's relationship played, from their engagement to when they'd set up each other again after he would been presumed dead. Steffi expressed how thankful she was for Finn, and she expressed excitement for what was ahead. He replied that they'd changed each other, and she was stuck with him ever. They kissed.